Say it again.
Did Mary have more children
Yes.
after Jesus? She did?
Yeah, he had brothers and sisters.
And they came from Mary?
Yes.
Because Joseph created them?
Say it again.
Because Joseph created them?
Right.
Right. But Joseph didn't create Jesus though, right?
Yeah, he did.
How? If she was a virgin,
Well,
she
that's the
never had
thing.
sex.
If you don't know the Bible, then we having a conversation about nothing. You see what I'm saying? See, listen. If I was talking to like my brother, he's a scientist. I started talking to him about science and stuff. I won't know what he's talking about because he's an expert in that field, right? You say you don't need the Bible to know about God. So if we start talking about the Bible, then
That's
you know,
man
made everything. Man made every single thing. What did man did not make? Let me know something that man didn't make.
Women.
So man didn't make women.
Of course not.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, right?
Okay.
What is something living inside of me that has to be put inside of you for a baby to be made?
Right.
Right. So it's the living organisms in me, in men. The sperm is alive.
That's right.
That's in men. What's in you is not alive.
Right.
It needs the sperm to be made alive.
Right.
That's so you couldn't have been made without a man.
But a sperm didn't make Jesus in Mary, is what I'm saying.
Sure it did.
Sure it did.
1,000%.
God blessed Mary with a baby.
But you don't believe in that. You don't believe in the Bible.
Right,
Like we're talking about something you don't believe in.
The Bible is a noun. God is himself person.
So tell me about your God.
My God is your God. There is no other God. There's only one God.
So what am I supposed to do according to your God?
You're supposed to do what God tells you to do.
Well,
Listen
okay.
and obey God.
So where can I find these instructions?
You don't take rocket science to find it.
I'm just asking. I'm asking you.
It's called Mother Earth, Mother Nature, not Man Earth or Father Earth, Father Nature.
Okay.
Men don't have.
I'm asking you, like, I'm sure God gave us instructions, right?
Right.
Your God, she gave us instructions.
Right.
What are the instructions? What should we be following?
Find the real God.
Okay, well, I'm asking you. I'm sure you know.
I wasn't born back then. I wouldn't know.
I mean, no, none of us would be born in the beginning of creation. So what are we supposed to be doing?
We're supposed to be following God.
How?
Obey.
How?
Listen and obey.
Obey what?
God.
What do you speak to us
You're
at?
asking the wrong person the question. Ask God.
God. Your God is a woman. You know what's her name?
Ask her or him.
What should I be doing? I didn't hear nothing.
She'll tell you.
All right, but I'm gonna tell you something that make more sense, right? Will make more sense.
Okay.
What's some of the problems that's going on in Birmingham, Alabama?
Control.
Say it again.
Control.
Control like what?
Controlling, as in everybody want to be in control. There's a lot of chiefs, but not enough Indians.
Like what? What you mean?
Followers.
You said it's not enough followers?
No.
Because I see a lot of followers.
No, that's
here.
not what I said. I said there's followers. I said there's a lot of chiefs, but not enough Indians.
Okay, so that's the problem. How's that affecting our life in Birmingham?
I mean, that's...
Is murder a problem? Because this is like top 10,
It is
right?
a problem.
So murder is a problem, right?
Right.
I'm gonna show you something about that, right? Is hatred a problem?
It's different.
It's all right. Is holding grudges a problem?
It's different.
All right, so go to Leviticus 19, verse 17. I'm gonna show you something. Some of the problems that we deal with. Single parent households, is that a problem? Right? Okay, we're gonna go through some of the problems that we deal with here and what the Bible says about how to fix them. Right? Read.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So the Bible says the instructions given us by God, right, the man of war, says that we should not hate our brothers in our heart. Is that a problem in Birmingham? Hate? I know Birmingham, Bessemer is like top 10 when it comes to crime, right? That's clear instructions. We shouldn't hate our brother or our sister in our heart. Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Meaning correct, right? A lot of times, a lot of people see people doing wrong, but they won't correct them, right? The Bible says that when you see your brother or your sister doing wrong, you should correct them. Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
It said not allow them to be in sin. Sin is when you break the laws of God, right? This is one of the laws of God, not to hate your brother, right? So we shouldn't allow, if we see our brothers and sisters in some type of sin, we should correct them about it, right?
Okay, so let's talk about...
Let me finish reading. Let me finish the verse, and then I'm going to let you go. Read.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You ever heard of like black on black crime and stuff like that? Right? The Bible says that we shouldn't avenge. I mean, if somebody do you something, you shouldn't be trying to do something back to get them back, right? We shouldn't avenge or what else?
nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Or have grudges, right? Meaning like, it's a lot of families that's broken up over an argument, over somebody not showing up to a picnic, or money problems, or you have a funeral and somebody takes something, right? And you never speak to that side of your family again. The Bible gives us solutions on how to deal with those things, right? Don't hold grudges. Don't hate your brother. If you see your brother doing wrong or your sister doing wrong, correct him.
So what about this spiritual warfare we in now? Where's the book of Enoch in that Bible?
It's not in that Bible.
Of course
it's pseudographical.
Of course it's not.
Because the book of Enoch,
Revelation,
the book of Enoch speaks against things that's written in this Bible.
It does not.
It definitely does. It says Moses was white.
What it really
the book of Enoch says Moses was white.
The book,
ma'am, the book of Enoch says Moses was white.
Sir.
It just does.
Sir, where do you think white people came from?
What you mean?
You black?
Yeah, I'm definitely black.
Black is a color. This is black. These pants I got.
Okay.
So how are you black?
I'm not the color black. If somebody was to say, hey, all y'all black people come outside, I'm gonna come outside because that's what I'm known as, right? Right? If you don't go by the word ma'am, and somebody say ma'am, you just gonna just stand there and you're like, oh, I'm not a ma'am. Nah, we generalizing things. I know I'm not black, right? Like the color of my pants or my boots.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But when we deal with the Bible, a lot of people think Jesus Christ is what color? White, right? Does the Bible say that?
No.
Nah, well, why people think that? Because somebody lied, right? Somebody lied. Somebody taught us that, right? The Bible was written by black people or people of color or Israelites to other black people or people of color or to other Israelites. Well, we want to say it. We try and make things easy for our people to understand. Like if I start speaking if I start speaking Hebrew, nobody gonna know what I'm talking about. So we gotta make sure our people can understand what we're saying. So when I say black,
it's easy for our people, and that's what we got this world like it is now. It's because y'all always giving it to them easily.
Well, we're actually not giving it to her easy because nobody wants to hear laws, right? Like if I read the law, talking about like your outfit right now, right? It wouldn't, no matter how nice I say it, it's not gonna feel good to hear, right? No. If I read that you're not modest right now, give me that in 1 Timothy chapter 2, right? No. Because guess what? I shouldn't be able to see prints. I shouldn't be able to see certain things according to God, right? And a lot of men fall to their lust, and that's why we have a lot of single-parent households. We have a lot of diseases and things like that because of lust. And a lot of times lust starts with your mind and with your eyes. That's why Job said he had to make a covenant with his eyes that he wouldn't look upon a maid, right? But sometimes some of the things we wear, it causes us people to look upon us that certain way, right? Like around the wintertime, women say, it's about to be gray sweatpants season, right? But women know what that means, right?
Live in society.
Well, you live in society too. We all live here.
I do not live by the rules of society.
I didn't say you live by the rules of society, but you live here.
What that lady
Let me show you something real quick. Let me read the scripture. Read that. Yeah, 100%.
Period.
100%. But we have to be honest with each other also, right? If he didn't have any clothes on right now, right, it would be something ain't right about that.
It'd be a problem
right?
to this world. That's not a problem to God.
But Eve
ain't had no clothes on.
They did have clothes on.
What they had on?
You just don't understand the first 3 books of the Bible.
What did they have on?
What they had clothes.
What was it?
What you mean? What was it?
They selling in the stores?
They had clothes. They made clothes. How do they make clothes? Out of fabrics, out of cotton, out of things, out of the ground. They make clothes.
I'm going to go ahead.
Right? Let's read this real quick.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
They didn't have no stores back then. How did they have anything? Right. Read this.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
So it says women should adorn themselves in modest apparel, right? They should adorn themselves in modest apparel, right? Let's go to Exodus 22, verse 16. It could be about men too. You just here, you a woman. We had brothers here earlier.
You all are just men.
Exactly, I am just a man.
Right.
Right? Well, I'm not saying, what does that mean? Watch this, read this.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man.
If a what?
If a man.
So we're about to talk about a man. If a man, read.
Entice a maid.
And if he see a woman and he starts spitting game on her, or whatever they say nowadays in this society, read.
That is not betrothed.
And she not married, read.
and lie with her,
and he have sex with her, read,
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
I mean, he should make her his wife. He shouldn't be out here messing with. I'm married, so I'm married. Let's see, that brother married, 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 this brother married.
But you were a man before you got married.
Say it again.
You were a man before you got married. You're still a man.
Okay, I'm a married man.
Before.
What are we talking about here?
If we're talking about men, let's talk
we're talking about how to fix the problems in our society. That's what we're about. We're about solutions, right? So it's a lot of single parent households in our society raising kids without a father and a mother in the household. That's a problem, right? That's a problem. That's not just I'm saying it's a problem. We know it's a problem.
Right.
The Bible, the solution is get married,
That's right.
Give me that Hebrews chapter 13. The Bible say get married. That's what the scriptures say.
That's right.
If we taught this and we followed this, some of the problems in our community, whether you believe in God or not, we know that'll fix, or whether you believe in the Bible or not, we know that'll fix a problem in our community. Read that.
That's right.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
So the Bible says marriage is an honorable thing. Most of us growing up, we were never taught that marriage was honorable. We were never shown real good examples of a marriage. That's why most men don't want to get married. Most men don't sit around and think about getting married because they're not being taught. They wasn't being taught the Bible. They wasn't being taught right from wrong. If you grew up in a household where you was taught go out and have as much sex as you want to, that's what you would do, right? Right. Well, that's what it is. Some things may be different for you, right? So we're trying to fix the problem, right? You saying we saying why do men do something? Because they wasn't taught. So guess what we doing? We out here trying to teach what's right. That should be a good thing. Whether or not you believe in the book or not, it should be good that we teaching something positive, right? So we just taught that what we shouldn't be having envy and hatred toward each other, right? Some of the problems that go on right now, like some people like to think about the crime in our community, right? Look at Leviticus 5:1. People getting killed at an alarming rate. When I first moved here and I had that news app, I was seeing somebody getting killed every other day. I was like, dang, this worse. I moved here from Memphis. I was like, I thought this was gonna be different. This worse than Memphis, right? But guess what? People know who killing who and who robbing who. But guess what? What they say? Snitches get stitches. Nobody want to tell. Guess what the Bible says? Read that.
Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1. And if a soul sin.
If a soul sin means break the laws in the Bible, read. And one of the laws is don't steal, don't kill, read.
And hear the voice of swearing.
So if read.
And is a witness.
And if a witness, you saw the person steal or kill or rape or whatever it is, whatever law that they break, read.
Whether he have seen or known of it.
Go ahead.
If he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
So the Bible says if you know in sin that's going on and you don't say nothing about it, you just as guilty as the person that's doing it, right? So guess what? That's something else that'll fix our community. Whether you believe in our God or the Bible or not, that'll fix our communities. Don't you think?
Let me tell you something.
Well, just real quick, don't you think that'll help fix some things that people will tell when somebody's house get breaking into, they sitting there, they watching it, call the police. The police say it all the time, like, the reason we can't solve crimes in the black community.
The police don't even.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, if we didn't have police, then it'd be a way worse place than this. If it wasn't no law enforcement out here, then it'd be real bad for women. It'd be real bad for women. Yeah, it'd be horrible. It'd be a horrible place for women if they couldn't call down 911, or if it wasn't a penalty for breaking one of the laws of the land. It'd be a bad place, right? Think about all the women that's missing right now, all the women that's abducted, that's being raped, murdered, treated wrongly, right? It's only stopping certain people because they don't want to go to jail. If they didn't have that penalty or that judgment that could happen to them, it would be more people doing evil and doing wrong to different sisters. So having police is, I mean, they not all good, just like we ain't all good. But guess what? I definitely would love the fact that if something happened to my wife and I ain't around, she can dial 911 and somebody with a gun will show up.
That's right.
I'm just being honest with you. It is what it is. If it wasn't no police, then guess what? These stores wouldn't be here because people would be stealing out here. I used to laugh with one of them.
Right.
It is what it is. Now, go ahead. What you about to say, sis?
I definitely support y'all. I appreciate y'all, what y'all doing, each and every one of y'all. But do y'all do these type of events or, inspiration? Do y'all go down to where the government is, the IRS, the people that's controlling us, buy all these stores, drugs, money, jobs, social media, etc., etc. Them the people that need to heal.
Well,
because we got it. But see, we're so under mind control from what man has done
I'm gonna ask you a question.
One second.
Okay, go ahead.
What y'all do, I appreciate it, and it's very helpful to those that fear what they don't understand. But that's not helping us because they still gonna do what they want to do with us, and we're gonna follow because we don't use our mind, the one God gave us.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Whenever it's voting time, right?
I don't vote.
I didn't say I don't vote either.
Okay.
But whenever it's voting time, what's the 2 votes that they always say on the news that they're worried about? The black and Hispanic vote. Yeah. That's what they worried about. They worry about the black and Hispanic vote. They always say it. Since I was a kid, I was always here. Who the black people gonna vote for? Who the Hispanic people gonna vote for? You ever heard that before, sister? Maybe? Yeah, no? A little bit, right? So the question is, who the East Indians vote for? Nobody know. Who the Japanese vote for? Nobody know. Who the Chinese vote for? Nobody know. You want to know why? Give me that in Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. I'm going to show you why nobody know. And they know they're not going to get those votes. Because when it comes to them people, they together. Right? They come together. It don't matter who running. They set the laws in their community. Right? They set the laws in their community. You're not going to go to Saudi Arabia and curse out a Muslim woman. If you do, you may not make it back home. But guess what? They can come in our neighborhoods and set up community stores and talk crazy to our women, and we keep going into the stores. The problem ain't the government. The problem is us. We got the problem. We the ones that deal. We got the problem. The government ain't making black people kill each other.
So the government that?
No, I don't have to tell the government that. They don't care. That's the thing about it. You going to go and tell somebody that don't care. We wasting time. Hold on, read that.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
The Bible says us as a people, we got to come together. That's the only way we're going to have any kind of power is us coming together, right? But guess what? We separate on everything. We separate on every issue. We separate on. We're supposed to gather ourselves together just like the Chinese people do, just like the Japanese people do, just like the so-called Jewish people do. They all come together. Somebody say something about a Chinese person. I remember they was going to arrest a Chinese police officer, or maybe Japanese, I may be saying it wrong. In New York, all the people came and they stood outside the place. They was like, wait a minute, y'all don't arrest them white cops when they kill black people. So guess what? If you arrest him, it's gonna be problems. When they say no justice, no peace, they mean it. When we say no justice, no peace, we burn up stores in our own neighborhoods and communities. It don't make no sense. When we want to steal, we steal from our own people. We don't go to where the other nations live at and break in their houses and mess up their communities, right? We not unified with each other. The Bible says we got to gather ourselves together, read.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We the nation that's not desired. Don't nobody care about us. That's why they throw us in the projects, they throw us in the hood. Why they don't want to have lottery in Alabama? Because the money gonna go to fix the schools. They don't care about the schools. They kids go to good schools. They go to private schools. They don't want the money to go to the school. That's why you got to drive to Atlanta to buy a lottery ticket. Because them rich people that live in what's that? Mountain Brook and stuff. They say, nah, we don't want no lottery down here. Because you get the lottery, then money start going into what? Black schools, and they don't care.
So one more thing. Okay,
go ahead, sis.
That men are creators, right? If there were no
creators.
women on this earth, it wouldn't be half of y'all standing
So we
right
need
here.
each other then. I mean, black men don't say we don't need. I don't hear black men say. Black men don't say we don't need black women.
Right.
We need black women. It's women that say they don't need men.
Men are the reason women say that they don't need men.
Well, guess what? Maybe they need to be taught they need to be taught the laws of God. That's what they need to be taught. They need to be taught, just like I read earlier, if a man lay with a woman, he got to marry her. That marriage is honorable, right? Maybe they need to be taught those things. Well, to you it is. My marriage is beautiful.
Unless both parties.
And my marriage is beautiful. I've been married for 20-some years. It's beautiful. I love it, right? But if you don't live your marriage according to the Bible, then guess what? Then it's probably not going to be a good marriage.
Right.
Both of y'all with God?
Yeah, we both. My wife don't wear pants.
Of course you have a beautiful
The
man.
Bible says you should not be unequal. Give me that real quick. The Bible says that we shouldn't be on different playing fields. We shouldn't be, she want to do this and I want to do that. We got to be together.
Not all y'all because you married, not majority of y'all because y'all married. So why do men do that then?
Because they've been taught wrong.
How you know?
Because I know. What's the one thing that binds most black people in the United States?
I'm not black, so I want to know.
What are you?
I'm God's child.
Yeah, well, you got a nationality.
I do not.
So you don't have a nationality.
Nobody is the label me. I'm God's child.
Okay, so you God's child. Okay, all right. Whatever. It sounds weird.
Not whatever, that's what it is.
I mean, you just made that up.
I did not make that up.
Yeah, sure you did.
So when God created us,
You said, where can I read about your God?
when God created Adam and Eve,
Where can I read about your God? Listen, sis, you said you can't talk about Adam and Eve because you said the Bible ain't right. You can't read about Adam and Eve nowhere but the Bible.
Right.
All right, all praises. You don't believe in it. It's all good. But you did hear the solutions that I gave. A lot of people don't want to believe in God, but guess what? The solutions that came out was real. That would fix our community, right? And that's why you're leaving and walking off. Because when it comes to doing something to fix the community, that's where the rubber meets the road. Our people don't want to do it. Right?
What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong enough.